It's another episode of African American African. And this is episode 2. This is our second step into the podcast deal. I'm Slap. You are?
Koi. And as usual, like I said, it's not the fish koi. It's a different kind of koi. It's an African koi. Wangoi. But that's my name. Koi for short.
Okay.
So, like I was saying last time, what we are considering bullying is not the same type of bullying around here. Because for me, it was more like, what can I get away with these people? And how much can I push this? Just the same way you were saying, this was the biggest kid. And you are trying to, get under his skin for whatever reason. But you are running away when he decided it's time for you to pay for, the price for that. I, on the other hand, I remember one time I went to school and I told everybody, because I didn't want to be in school, and I went and told everybody that I think we were supposed to be playing sports that day. And I went and told, because we used to call them prefects. I don't know what you guys call them here.
You used to call what prefects?
So we had one student in school that was supposed to be the head, like the lead student, like was enforcing the rules.
The entire school?
Yeah, and then for every class there was like, I don't know if you guys call them school monitors.
Oh yeah, hallway monitors and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we called them prefects back home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and called the head girl, because ours was an all-girls school, Catholic school. And I said, hey, the teachers are having a meeting, which was true. And I don't know how I came up with that story. And I said, they decided the meeting is going to take longer than usual, so we need to all just go home.
Mm-hmm.
I was just done being in school.
You said this at recess?
No, it wasn't recess. I think it was Thursday afternoon that we would have sports. We had houses, and each house would compete with a different house. And I think I was in yellow house. And I don't even remember why. I think I just got bored.
And you got the school to go home during school?
I had walked to the school because we were all in the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I had walked back to the classroom area because I think I wanted to use the bathroom or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I was over there, I was like, why am I even going back?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we doing this? If we all decided to go home, they can't stop the whole school. So I walked up and I called the head girl and I said, hey, one of the teachers walked out and told me to let you know that everybody should go home. And so she believed me.
That's not bullying. That's
no.
That's like maniacal. That's diabolical.
No. I mean, this is just an example of the stuff that I would do to see how much I can get away with,
The diabolical scientists. Mm-hmm. They have you in these Disney shows with the big brain and stuff. Just telling everybody the whole school to go home.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think because she saw me coming from the area, the staff room, she believed me. Mm-hmm. So she went and called all the other prefects and it was like, okay, we've been told to go home. So one of them who had a whistled and everybody was told, okay, let's go home. Mm-hmm. And of course the teachers are all in a meeting, so they don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Everybody goes back to class, they pick their stuff, and they're all walking out. And we had a guard at the door, at the gate, sorry. And the guard is sitting there waiting for, I think we were supposed to be leaving at 4:00 or something. But then the whole school's coming towards him. Mm-hmm. And nobody told him that we'll be leaving early. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he says, nobody said anything about you guys going. And I said, I just talked to because I needed to keep on with my lie. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, I was told that we can go home because they're having a meeting. Mm-hmm. And do you know the guard decides I'm going to go find out. And I'm thinking, why in the world is he doing this? Who tries to...
Was the guard like an actual, like, staff?
Well, No, he was. Yeah, I guess you would say he was staff, but
Well,
you
then
know,
maybe that's why I went to go find out. It's like nobody told me this. An early day. Let me go find out.
yeah, I guess. I guess he was just doing his job. But I was like, well, I was told we could go home and you're not stopping me. And so what I did, I climbed over the fence.
And left.
Uh-huh.
And the school stayed.
I mean, everybody started getting a little confused because the guard was trying to figure out what's going on. And I was saying, I've been told that. And the class monitor was like, or the prefect was like, hey, I guess I didn't hear it from the teacher. So maybe we need to confirm this. But yeah, I wasn't going to wait around to see, you know, so I took off.
Okay, so besides being a diabolical,
A rebel?
evil leader at school,
I wasn't even a leader, that's the thing,
what did you listen to, music-wise?
You'll be surprised. I listen to hip-hop.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so we have these things called matatus in Nairobi.
I'm very familiar with those.
Yeah? You remember seeing them when you went out there.
Uh-huh.
And you know that show you guys have?
They were like buses. There were buses. They were like rolling concerts.
Right. So you know that show you guys had? I think it was Exhibit.
Exhibit. Whip my
Pimp My Ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show has nothing on them. Yeah, so we had the real thing out there. So yeah, they would play the latest stuff on the radio.
And paint a lot of American rap artists on the side of the buses.
Yep.
The what were they called again?
Matatus.
The matatus.
Yeah. Yep.
And they'd have, like, in the back row, these old style looking buses or vans. All of these speakers in the back, and people just piling in. And I don't know, there are no street regulations out there, so
Apparently there are,
yeah.
but I guess they take them to be suggestions because nobody worries about them.
Yeah. That's what I noticed out there, and that was my line there. That's what I witnessed firsthand, that the traffic lights out there are just mere suggestions.
Yeah. So now you know why.
What did you watch?
Well, I remember watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
They played that on TV out there?
Yeah. I mean, I think even as young as 5 or 6 years old, I remember watching Sanford and Son, The Jeffersons,
Wow.
JJ, with Penny.
Good times.
Good times, yeah. Yeah, I watched all that stuff.
So when you, after growing up, seeing that stuff and hearing that stuff just kind of secondhand through TV and all of that stuff, and then your experiences, what did you think when you finally got here?
Okay, so here's the thing, though. You know how most people here think that everybody in Africa lives in a madhouse in the bushes and stuff like that? So my thought was most, especially African Americans, just live in an area where there's drive-by shootings all the time. And so it's like you're just walking out the street.
Where'd you get that from, though?
I mean, that's what you see on TV and the movies and stuff. Oh, yeah. And then I think my earliest memory of a movie was breakdance.
Breaking?
Was it? Oh, yeah, Breaking.
Yeah.
There was 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think You Got Served, I think, is a newer version of that.
Well,
is
it's
that
just a dance movie, yeah. But,
well, yeah, but you know, it felt like this gang is coming after this gang.
And they're going to start busting moves.
Yeah.
And then bust some caps after that to get you to shake the spot. All right, dance is over. Pop, pop, pop. Get out of here.
So, pretty much, it felt like that's how people live around here.
Oh, just break dancing and busting caps. Huh?
Right. It's like, if you don't win, somebody's dying. I'm like, dang, you guys don't really care about it.
I guess he didn't have no fresh moves. He had some stale ass moves. He had to bust a cap in that ass.
Like, we won, so y'all die.
Okay, so How was it when you discovered that people weren't just breakdancing in their hoods and busting caps and stuff?
Okay, that took a little bit of courage on my part because I wasn't gonna be trying to die.
So you didn't want to bust no moves.
No, I don't know how to
You
dance.
stood outside out the club and just looked inside, just waiting for him to start busting caps.
And then to make the matters worse, so the first time I was ever around any Americans was when I was in South Korea. I lived there for a little bit, and that was when I ain't never scared. Who's the name?
Bone Crusher.
Yeah. So
I'm stalling out the club and I hit the trunk.
something like that. Yeah. And so it was near a military base, right? So most of the people who would come to the club were military guys. And as soon as the beat dropped, one of them said, "You guys need to get off the floor. I don't want you to get hurt."
This is in Korea.
Yeah, but most of the people in the club are Americans because it's Friday night. Everybody's
So you thought they was finna start breakdancing and busting caps.
So that was like, give me PTSD. Like, oh my God, here we go. But yeah, the exact words were, "I don't want you to get hurt."
So like I said, when you were in America now, and you noticed that wasn't, was it like a shock where you just, how was that transformation when you started realizing that folks weren't breakdancing and busting caps?
I guess.
Or were you just feeling like, well, I'm not in those neighborhoods, so they're probably breakdancing and busting caps in the hood, and I'm not in the hood?
Well, I didn't even know exactly what that was about, the hood or whatever. But I also understood that people can get misinformation, just like how people were telling me, "Oh, why do you guys hate Americans?" I'm like, I never said that. I have no understanding about where this story is coming from. So I knew there was some misinformation
More accurately,
somewhere.
why do black folks hate Africans? Is the thing.
Why do black folks hate Africans?
That was the thing. That's what I'm saying. Is that what you were referring to? Because there is a long-running train of thought that a lot of black folks think that Africans don't like black folks.
Yeah. Because they kept asking me, "Why don't you guys like us African Americans?" And that was the very first time I was hearing that. And I had no idea what to say to that because...
How did you feel about African Americans before that?
I didn't feel...
like
again...
when you saw them on TV, heard the music and stuff like that.
Oh, I loved hip-hop. And, ever since I was a kid, like my family, we would listen to different types of genres and stuff. So it was more the only African Americans I knew were in the entertainment industry, besides the movies that I saw where, like, if you're not in the entertainment industry, you're somewhere in the hood shooting at each other, So that's the only information I knew. And so, I lie. I also knew about slavery, which, to me was sad. But I kind of equated that to like colonialism, which is what we experienced, where they came to our home and decided it was their home. And now, but it was different because for African Americans, they came to their homes and decided, "Oh, you don't need to be here. We're going to take you and make you slaves." So either way, even though I didn't understand fully the plight of slavery, I kind of knew the unfairness of the situation. But, yeah. But,
yeah. So you didn't. What about your experiences with racism?
Maybe we can
or is
talk
that
about
something that you just kind of experienced here?
I experienced it after I left Africa because, like I said, I wasn't black until I left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll continue on conversation. Step 2, episode 2, African American African. Peace.